Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any questions regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Now, this dish is chicken feet. It is an iconic Cantonese dim sum dish. The most significant aspect of this chicken feet is that the dish is cooked with fermented black soybean. In fact, it is well known for using fermented black soybean in cooking this type of dishes. However, fermented black soybean is used in many other cooking dishes. It's probably the most iconic Chinese condiment. A lot of people call fermented black soybean also black bean, but it is actually not the type of black bean normal that you find in such as Central America or South American dishes. Instead, it is a black bean that are fermented from black soybean. Now, fermented black soybean is also characteristic in many other type of Chinese dishes, particularly the dish known as mapo tofu, which is very well known in Chinese American restaurants. Now, in this dish, the fermented black soybean provide one of the iconic flavor for this dish. Now, fermented black soybean is frequently referred to as a bean that in the Chinese name it go by douchi. Now, douchi is a name which most people will be familiar with, but however, most of the time when you look at boxes or label that aren't fermented black soybean, they frequently just call it black bean. So it is important for you to make that distinction between them. Now, fermented black soybean has a very long history. In fact, it has been around for probably 2,000 years. Historians has discovered that fermented black soybean has found in the burial site in the ancient emperors. And fermented black soybean has an extremely long life in terms of storage. Fermented black soybean is believed to be created about the same time as when soy sauce was developed. And in fact, it suggests that fermented black soybean might be developed before the development of soy sauce. Now, fermented black soybean, like soy sauce, it is fermented. And it is the fermentation which involve yeast that creates that flavor that are characteristics both for soy sauce and fermented black soybean. It creates that umami flavor that we often associated with this soy product. Now, with the exception is that the following step are done differently. Now, in the case of the fermented black soybean, after fermentation, the bean will be mixed with salt and sometimes with garlic and ginger as well. And this greatly enhances the shelf life of fermented black soybean, and it can store for a long time in room temperature. In fact, the fermented soybean that has been discovered in ancient Chinese emperor tombs, they suggest that they might have been around for a couple thousand years. And because of this ability for it to be preserved for a long time, it makes fermented black soybean a very useful condiment for cooking and for seasoning different type of dishes. In fact, when you eat Chinese dishes, you will find that the fermented black soybean is present in many different Chinese dishes. It probably provides one of the most characteristic flavor that we frequently associate with Chinese dishes. The fermented soybean can come in many different forms when you purchase them today. For example, the fermented black soybean can come as like a bean, which, as I shown earlier, but it can also come in sauce. So to make it more convenient for the home cooks, quite often the company will incorporate the fermented black soybean with other type of ingredients, such as garlic, ginger, and this will then make into a sauce. So in this case, you can just simply transfer the sauce directly to your stir-fry dishes as you would like using soy sauce, oyster sauce, or hoisin sauce. At the back of this box, which is the classical box for fermented black soybean, it said Yangjing preserved beans with ginger and processed by traditional method with black beans grown in Yangjing area and fresh ginger as main ingredients. It has a crisp quality, delicious taste, and rich nutrition, being the best kind of seasoning for Chinese food. Now, if you purchase fermented black soybean, this is probably one of the most traditional container. It is a paper carton, but it's circular in shape. Now, because fermented black soybean is preserved, so you don't have to store it in refrigeration. You can store in room temperature, and it lasts for a long time. Now, when you open this box, you will discover inside the box there is a plastic bag, and this plastic bag will contain the fermented black soybean. Now, in this case, the fermented black soybean is the form that has been coated with salt, and it also has been mixed with ginger. And the result is that you can store this in room temperature as long as you would like. Now, when you use fermented black soybean, of course, you want to transfer this to a container. And I find it the best way is that to put it into any plastic container that has a tight lid. Now, the fermented black soybean comes with slight moisture with it. And if you store it in a container with a lid, it will preserve the moisture and will keep it a little bit soft. That's how it usually is. Now, you can store your fermented black soybean either in the refrigerator or in room temperature. Because of the salt that are present, it will not result in any contamination with microorganism or yeast. So you are safe to keep it anywhere you want. You can buy this particular brand of fermented black soybean on Amazon. And this is one thing great about today's home cooking environment, because you can get so many different ingredients from all over the world. And of course, you can also purchase this from a Chinese grocery store. Now, there are many different ways to cook fermented black soybean. In fact, a different approach by adding the fermented black soybean at different time will affect the outcome of the dish. Now, if you add the fermented black soybean while you are cooking the food ingredients, the moisture from the food ingredients will extract the flavor from the fermented black soybean. And when you cook like this, the flavor of the fermented black soybean is the strongest, and you can adjust the flavor by adding different amount of fermented black soybean. The later you add the fermented black soybean, the stronger the flavor is going to be. And by adding it early, you actually probably will, in fact, particularly when you stir fry it with particular proteins, it will actually seal in the flavor of the fermented black soybean. Now, there are other ways that you can cook fermented black soybean, and one way is that if you want the flavor of the fermented black soybean more contained within the bean itself, then you will add the fermented black soybean as the first thing you add to the wok. And this way you basically saute or fry the fermented black soybean. And the frying will seal the fermented black soybean. So when you eat it, you will get the flavor as a individual bite rather than spread over the entire dish. In here, I cooked the fermented black soybean with some venison. And in this case, the venison itself will not have very strong fermented black soybean. But once you bite into one of the fermented black soybean, you will find the flavor is rich and in many ways very satisfying. And this is how my wife likes fermented black soybean. So if you have never tried fermented black soybean before, you should give it a try. It's very easy to use. Because of its simplicity, it will allow you to use it in cooking many different types of dishes. And again, with flavor chasing, you can try and test how it will fit the different type of food ingredients. It works with proteins, works with vegetables, it works with tofu. It's probably one of the most versatile Chinese seasoning condiment. If you are interested to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. My goal is that to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine, so you can eliminate the consumption of fast and ultra-processed food. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.